Great, thank you, Corey. Good evening. We'll call the Hawarden, Iowa City Council to order on Wednesday, June the 14th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. All present are council and staff. We'll start with standard agenda item number 1A, approval of the May 24th, 2023 regular City Council meeting minutes.
So moved.
There's been a motion by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by John. All in favor then of the May 24th, 2023 regular City Council meeting minutes, please say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed? That passes 5-0. We'll move to approval of claims for payment for today. Start to my left with Rob, please.
No questions.
Hey, Patty, any questions?
No, no
John?
questions.
None, thank you.
Travis?
None, thank you.
Monty?
So moved.
Been a motion by Monty. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Patty.
We would like to welcome the mayor back to the table after his long absence. We appreciate his dropping in and seeing us tonight. That's appreciated.
That's very thoughtful. I'll continue on with this. A motion, a second. All in favor of the claims for payment, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. My thanks to Monty. I was going to introduce myself, but
I'm surprised you found your seat.
yeah, I am too. Open business from the community. Not seeing any. Since I'm here, I'll have a mayor's report then. Our thanks to the Hawarden Arts Council for hosting the music and game evening at the Pavilion. It's a great opportunity for everyone to enjoy each other, great music and fun. Arts Council sponsors many great activities for all ages. You can follow them on their Facebook page. Please enjoy your time at the pool or follow the children during their summer recreation activities. I understand some of the games now are at the evening for better access. Take your dog to the wonderful dog park or just take a nice walk. Take advantage of all the recreation opportunities we have in our community, Calliope Village or recreation at Big Sioux Rec area or Oak Grove. Tuesday the 20th will be the evening of giving with the Hawarden Community Foundation. This foundation, as you remember, was started by Charles and Edna Horton. On Tuesday evening, we'll be gifting over $75,000 of grants to many of our local organizations. We'll move to staff reports, and we'll start with Jacob, please.
Nothing.
Okay, thanks. Travis, please.
The Avenue L project's moving along. Storm sewer pipe installation will be completed this week. The intakes, the manholes, they'll be poured later this week and next. Then they'll move on to grading, drain tile, and manhole tops just on the north section from 16th and 20th Street. They will not tear out the rest of the south section until that north section's more completely done. There's no sense tearing that up if they're not going to be doing work on it. So we'll give the few more weeks of driving on that. We did find a sinkhole at 18th and I. The storm sewer runs right under that intersection that we've had issues with before. So the storm sewer either broke away or completely collapsed, which left a void under the road, and it finally sunk in. So luckily we found it before any motorists did, and since Holstein's storm sewer crew is in town just finishing up, they're going to jump over and fix that hopefully by the end of the week or first part of next.
That's nice. That makes sense.
They had the 12-inch pipe on hand, so I mean, timing was okay.
Yeah.
I guess, if you have something like that. We have had a few interviews and we'll continue to try and fill our natural gas positions. Jeff Sherman's done an excellent job filling in. He's taken on a few operator qualifications so he can take gas and CO calls, locates, and a few other miscellaneous. I'm still qualified to take the gas calls and locates. Surrounding communities have all offered assistance if needed as well. And just to let you know, my number one priority is to continue to operate the gas system safe and reliable. So I'll keep plugging away at that.
In our conversations this afternoon, you mentioned that the citizens continue to be very understanding and working with the Avenue L project, so we appreciate that very much.
Yes. I mean, it looks rough right now with all the digging and everything going on, but it'll get better.
Good, we thank them for that. Wanda, please.
The only item I have, Rick, is we will have citywide elections coming up this year. The period for candidates to file opens up August 28th. Both Rick's position and John and Travis's positions are open for election. So if our citizens are interested, they just need to reach out to us for the information. That's all I have, Rick.
Okay, thank you. Carol?
Well, it's been quite busy, but there aren't a lot of things I can actually talk about yet, but I can tell you we have some really nice changes coming.
What a teaser.
To be continued.
Corey, you want to talk anything?
Yeah, no, I have a couple things. One, I believe all you guys are aware that Sergeant LaRocco is going to be leaving the office. We just want to thank him for his time with us and wish him the best on his next endeavor. That also brings us to, we are going to accept applications still. Hope we get some people that are interested to come on in, and they can get a copy of the application on the website, or they can contact us and we'll send them a full packet out. To kind of go into Rick's talk about the pool and stuff, we are hearing some complaints about driving and stuff in the central area, so we're going to really heighten our traffic enforcement of that area. Just to make sure the little kiddos get to the pool safely and hopefully put a kibosh to that. But that's all I got for now.
Okay, thank you. Jenny?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any council comments, questions for staff before we move? Hearing none, we'll move to other agenda items. Agenda item number 3, ordinance 747. This would be the third and final reading of the ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, City of Hawarden, amending amending the provisions pertaining to internet utility rates and fees.
So moved.
Been a motion by Monty. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by John. Call for a roll call vote then for ordinance number 747.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Clucky.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Harvey.
Yep. On a 5-0 roll call vote, ordinance 747, third reading passes. Again, a final reading for ordinance for Chapter 124, mobile food truck vendors, ordinance number 748. Is there a motion for that?
I make a motion.
Motion by Patty. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Rob.
Have we talked to last year's mobile food vendors?
Really don't, yeah. Can't think of any.
Are you talking about like Labor Day?
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
I've talked with the chamber about that.
Okay.
Are there some concerns or,
I don't have any yet, but I'm sure there will be.
yeah, and I'm sure there will be. We'll adapt as we need to.
Other questions? Been a motion and a second. Call for a roll call vote for ordinance 748.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Harvey.
Yep.
Clucky.
Aye.
On a 5-0 roll call vote, ordinance 748 passes. The second reading of ordinance providing for the division of taxes levied on taxable property, ordinance 749. Want to give an overview for that again, please?
This is part of our urban renewal plan. We want to, the tip that we have that is east of 7th Street had expired, and since we are doing improvements out in that area, we want to be able to use the TIF to be able to pay for the infrastructure improvements.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Monty. Roll call vote, please, for ordinance 749, second reading.
Clucky.
Aye.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Harvey.
Yep.
Olson.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
On a 5-0 roll call vote, ordinance 749 passes. Agenda item number 6, this is a resolution 2023-43, approving and endorsing the submission of a workforce housing tax incentive for Big Sioux Properties Rec. LLC, would you give us an overview for that, please?
We are going ahead and putting in for the workforce tax credit. It's through the Iowa Economic Development Authority. We just need a proposal or a resolution from the council allowing, I guess, the city to be involved.
I make a motion.
Been a motion by Patty. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Rob. Any further questions? Roll call vote then, please, for Resolution 2023-43.
Anderson.
Aye.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Harvey.
Yep.
Clucky.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye. On a 5-0 roll call vote, Resolution 2023-43 passes. Resolution 2023-44 is agenda item number 7 for financing proposed projects undertaken by the city, reimbursement bond regulations. Again, legalese, we'll ask for some correction there.
This resolution is from Dorsey and Whitney, that are tax bond attorneys. For the 7th Street project, because we will be issuing revenue bonds, we need to declare that we want them to be tax exempt, and this is just preliminary to doing that.
So moved.
Moved by Monty. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Patty. Again, a roll call vote, please, for Resolution 2023-44.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Harvey.
Yep.
Clucky.
Aye.
On a 5-0 roll call vote, Resolution 2023-44 passes. Catch our breath, and we will have a public hearing on Resolution 2023-45 for the steel for the 7th Street Substation electrical upgrade. Open the public hearing. Apparently no comments from the public. Anything that was sent to the city.
We have not received any unless Travis did.
Any council wish to speak in the public hearing?
No.
We'll close the public hearing, which then moves us to Resolution 2023-45, the plans and specifications and form of contract and so forth for that. You want to give an overview on that? We had some good
And we had
News
bid
with that.
opening last Wednesday, and with DGR's approving Galvanizers Incorporated to supply the steel for the substation, $98,186.62. The next bid was $132,120, and the engineer estimate was $175. So looking good. They did mention that the Galvanizers Incorporated have won a few of the most recent bids. Good work.
And DGR, yeah, well acquainted with them.
Yep, and then you look at the lead time, we're still long on lead time, so but DGR has the foresight to order this stuff ahead of time, keep our timeline going.
So moved.
Been a motion by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by John. Roll call vote then for Resolution 2023-45, please.
Harvey.
Yep.
Olson.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Clucky.
Aye.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
On a 5-0 roll call vote, Resolution 2023-45 passes. Resolution 2023-46 is authorizing adoption of policies and procedures regarding municipal securities disclosure. Another something from Dorsey and Whitney.
Yes, this is for the bonds that we did on Avenue L. This is part of the process that we need to do to look at our policies and procedures, which they prepare for us and which were in your packet.
Are there questions about this resolution or what's included?
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Patty. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Rob. Roll call vote then for Resolution 2023-46.
Anderson.
Aye.
Feldhacker.
Aye.
Clucky.
Aye.
Harvey.
Yep.
Olson.
Aye. On a 5-0 roll call vote, Resolution 2023-46 passes. And we flip the page. This then gets us to agenda item number 10. This would be a resolution 2023-47 to provide notice of hearing on the proposed plans, specifications, form of contract for the MRI modular installation at Hayward Regional Healthcare. We have Terry tonight, and do we have questions or anything of you, or do you want to give us any overview if they have questions, or do you want to give any overview, or just let us ask questions?
I can get up and
Okay.
Sure. So. Thanks a lot. Obviously, the construction project is going well with the contractors that we have. We're making a lot of headway. This resolution is to approve the plans and specs for the MRI, the tying in of the MRI into the internal side of the body of the building project. And so we separated it out in two different packages. One was the main building project, and the other one was the MRI and the shell it's going to set in, and then how it's going to tie into the internal side of the facility. We did that for a couple reasons. One, if just to recap some memories, we applied for a $1 million matching grant for the MRI project, and so we were awarded that. So when we start paying bills for this proportion of the project, we'll turn money into the USDA, and then we'll get a match up to $1 million for the cost of that. So $55 per every $100 that we spend, they will match. So it's really a good opportunity for us to get an in-house MRI. We separated them out for two reasons. One is that we wanted to make a smaller bid package. We didn't want to slow the project down. And the second, we didn't want to tie the big project in with USDA funds. And so that would cause a lot more escalation of costs, more delays. And so that's why we separated them out that way. So it was intentional. So any other questions?
Questions for Jason?
I don't have any, thank you.
Okay. Is there a motion then for resolution 2023-47?
So moved.
Moved by Rob. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Travis. Again, a roll call vote, please, for that resolution 2023-47.
Clucky.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Harvey.
No.
Anderson.
I,
Feldhacker.
Aye.
On a 4-to-1 roll call vote, resolution 2023-47 passes. This moves us to agenda item number 11, discussion and approval of the special events application for the Hawarden Truck and Tractor Pull to be scheduled for Friday the 23rd.
This is the same gentleman that has done the truck and tractor pull for us for a number of years. The application is in order. We have a copy of the insurance.
I make a motion to approve.
Been a motion by Patty. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by John. Sorry, Monty, got John to my left. All in favor then of the approval of the special events application for the Hawarden Truck and Tractor Pull, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? That passes 5-0. Next would be discussion on personnel policy updates.
So looking at employee retention, some changes to the policy just to clean it up a little bit. The one first item that I'm proposing, and again, this is for discussion tonight, that's not for voting or anything at this point. That will be next time. We're looking at adding President's Day, the third Monday in February, as a holiday. A lot of the municipalities and counties around us do offer that holiday, offering that as a way to give a benefit to our employees without necessarily substantial cost. Any questions or thoughts? I'll go through these one by one, so if you've got questions.
Okay. By adding it, it's 9 holidays then? Is that what you look like on your?
3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8.5, yeah, because we get a half a day for
Oh, we get
Christmas
the
Eve.
half day, okay. All right. It's in line with what I've worked with a lot of cities and counties, and cities have about that number.
Yep.
It's pretty consistent.
It seems to be growing
Doesn't
across
go
the
over
board,
9.
actually.
It doesn't usually go over 9.
Pretty common
I'll
request.
say that.
And actually, in the last few years, because they've been adding federal holidays, it's been increasing.
Okay.
But I think this is a good addition to our benefits package. So I will bring it up for change next time unless there's an objection not to do that, then we won't. All right, the next one is the life insurance. I believe we've talked about this before, but we have gone ahead and changed the life insurance with a local vendor instead of having Dearborn?
Yes.
Dearborn Life Insurance. We had inconsistencies in our policy as far as how that was applied. By making these changes, it's the same for all employees, all full-time employees across the board. So the portion that is, I guess it's showing up either red or orange up there, will be removed, and it'll be just the $25,000 per employee, $10,000 for spouse, and $5,000 for children with some certain limitations on the age. Do you want to add anything about the life insurance?
Just to kind of give a brief description, we are more than doubling the coverage that we are offering to our employees because most of them were getting 10,000. Management was up to their salary, and we're actually removing that and putting us down at the same cap as everybody else. And then, so the cost of the overall plan is actually dramatically cheaper. And we are also including the spouse and children coverage. And then employees can also choose to purchase additional coverage for themselves and their dependents as well at their own cost. So it's a pretty good change. It saves the city some money. So
Plus, it gives employees a better benefit overall.
So like all full-time employees get 25,000 and the 10 and the.
Yep.
and-
or their next of kin when they pass. So
Including the union, I mean, all employees? Okay.
Yes, it's
that's what I
straight
want.
across the board.
All right, that makes sense.
Okay. The last one is in the residency requirements, it wasn't very clear when we took a look at this as we're going through the hiring process. So I'm recommending that the red or orange, however that's showing up there, is to remove that because it contradicts what's spoken about earlier in the paragraph. So unless you would like us to leave that in there, I think it makes it much clearer if we remove that half of the sentence.
I guess, do we want within 10 miles? I mean, that's the only thing looking at it, I guess.
Well, it says physical residency within 10 miles right up here.
I see that.
And then this piece just contradicts, because my understanding when I talked with council members that had been here when this was done, it was the city administrator may waive the residency requirement when necessary.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because adding this last part of the sentence, I'm not sure I understand what it means.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Makes sense.
Okay. So those are the changes that I'm proposing that will be on the agenda for next time for your approval. Unless somebody has questions or comments or would rather not do it, and now's the time to let me know that.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thanks for keeping an eye on that, keeping our personnel. Agenda item number 13 is approval of the pay request number 1 to Holsting Excavating.
A no-brainer.
So moved.
Been a motion by Monty. Is there a second?
Second, go ahead.
Seconded by
Rob.
Patty.
Wow.
Either or.
All in favor then of the approval of the pay request number 1 to Holsting Excavating, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. And again, as Travis mentioned, we thank them for their good work on our project here. Number of consent agenda items, approval of cigarette tobacco permits, as you can see, 1 through 5. Also a request from Maria for a temporary premise transfer to the Hawarden Community Center. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Travis, seconded by Rob. All in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0.
Now you have.
We'll move to adjournment. Our next regular meeting will be June the
No.
28th. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a
Most
motion.
often critical.
Motion by Patty, is there a second? Seconded by John. All in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? Hearing none, we thank you for your attendance.
I'm going to write it down in my calendar.